Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Portal Stories Mail. Let's continue. We're close to the end. This certainly could take a lot longer still, though. It still kind of stinks though that Mel as a character seems to not really be a character. I feel like the reason for that is probably because Mel is actually a robot and android. We're about to turn off the security system for Aegis, which is probably going to go over poorly, but then that will open up this pathway to the Aegis core, which right now has a instant death red barrier, which is about the only new thing that Portal Stories Mail added to the game. That and a few box movement and stair-stepping puzzles. So intrusion system core mainframe security at 20%. External intrusion detected. All remaining power diverted to turret manufacturing line. Production increasing to 350%. He's creating more turrets.
Well, it seems he's diverted all the power that was going to the Death Fizzlers into the turret production. Which, hang on, that's not so bad. Get back to the elevator room. Time to turn the tables on Aegis.
We were going to change the turrets to the old form of turrets anyways and use them as use them as fire to destroy Aegis. Alright. Guess you use this wall here. Get back all you want. Still getting those weird blue lines. It almost seems like that's intentional to show you where you would be teleporting, but that kind of feels like that would be a debug option. And we've got gas leaking over here. There was some fire mechanics and water mechanics for like one very early puzzle in this game too, but they kind of forgot a lot of that stuff. The good ideas are all at the front, and then it's very
old turrets. This is where they might get useful. Head to the manufacturing line. Okay, here's the plan. We've got to take the turret production line down. So there's about 3 ways I know to do this. The first should be easy and works most of the time. So go into the scanner area and take the turret out. Without the model, the turrets can't be built.
Yeah, this is all stuff we saw in Portal 2. This is a very odd experience because it is basically the idea that a community mod here is parodying the events of
So that didn't work. Computers got templates to work, which leads us to solution number 2. Use one of the old turrets to overwrite the template. I can reprogram it to not shoot you, and before you know, you got an army.
let's just make an army.
Scratch that idea. Apparently, there are no diversity events here, which means I can't bring one in. I guess pumping up those turrets was a total waste of time. Lovely. So, third idea.
This is from Portal 2.
Manually. There's a targeting control room. It's nearby. Just be ready to run. I'll get the door open.
See, and you would like to see something like this for the cubes being assembled. I can't pick up this broken one. Or I can't pick up this now shut down turret and stick them back in there to be scanned. No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's go ahead and stick that in the corner. Yeah, this is just a odd, let's take the events of Portal 2 in a lot of ways and do almost exactly the same thing and parody it without really adding any comedy to it, which
And just remember the Nuremberg Olympics.
they're bringing back that. Okay. So we'll just hide behind this. And they shot me and killed me in one shot. Interesting. So I don't know if I'm supposed to really run.
And just remember the Nuremberg Olympics.
I got an achievement for getting shot. What was I supposed to do? So if we could turn these targets, which are different than what we saw before, so that they would shoot Aegis and not shoot the humans, that'd be great. Are we supposed to get in there? I mean, we've got a portal here. But what was I supposed to do? It's just... can't even knock these guys over. Well, that seems crazy. But apparently this is what they did want you to do.
I knew all that track running would do you good someday. Look, that wood model is what's causing the turret to shoot at humans. If you replace it with something else, they'll shoot that instead.
Yeah, what I'm thinking on the idea of like parodying, it would be very weird if Spaceballs, which was a parody of Star Wars, came out and it literally had no comedy in it at all. At a certain point, that just gets too dangerously close to being a ripoff. And I know this is a community mod. I know it's free, so you can't really throw heavy complaints or criticisms about them ripping off Portal 2, one of the best games in my opinion ever. But as we get late to the end here, the visuals and the scripted scenes seem just far too close to the actual events of Portal 2. Of course, then again, it's been many years since Portal 2 has been out, so if you played this would really be fairly nostalgic, although it might also cause some level of confusion. Even the part here where you have to get through one room to get the...
Maybe try the server template.
Let's see. So you can scan yourself still, but if you stand back here, they still attack, so it's not because it's scanning you, it's just because it hasn't gotten a new template. And I don't mind these little cardboard cutouts.
You're clever. Now the turrets will target the server banks instead of you. If we wait a little bit, all the turrets in this part of the facility should be replaced, allowing you to finally destroy Aegis. Well, why don't you test if the reprogramming works? Stand in front of the model. One of two things will happen. The first, they won't shoot you. The second, well, it shouldn't come to that. Just trust me.
So do we want to go back this way? No, I guess we want to go this way. But these are the ones that aren't programmed yet, so feels like there should have been an achievement for that. There we go. But there wasn't. It's funny that this basically is just Chell with a hobo bundle.
Alright, that worked. I knew that would work. Totally knew it would work.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the turrets are ours now. Now get back to the elevator room again. Time to bring the fight to him.
See if we needed the portal back or if we can just walk this way. You would think these little red lights with the one green light might indicate something. Yeah, and it really feels like the only way you could get a major betrayal here is that Virgil was just running you through tests for fun and just to screw with you. Or interesting. I guess there are two different facilities here. One that makes the boxed up versions and one that doesn't. Or maybe they just box up everything then unbox them later. It almost seems like they should take this animation and play it in reverse where it unboxes them and then shoots them into a diversity tube. Which frankly, yeah, even the phrase diversity tube has potential negative connotation around it in modern days.
Those turrets were automatically replaced by the system as it read that there was an update to the turret's targeting systems. Every update, they get replaced to make sure the turrets are the most up-to-date they can be and to prevent hacking.
Interesting. Well, so does that mean his Wi-Fi hacking abilities might be stopped? If I could have picked up this box, I probably could have just used it to squeeze through this section earlier. These guys would definitely have shot me and killed me. There's no way I would have made it through this hallway. Though, no, there's too many people on either side. Plus, you can't stop them. You can't knock them over. Alright, so I guess we're heading to the big boss fight. I'm wondering if we do the main story here and if we get any kind of like extra challenge versions of puzzles like we would in the official Portal 1 and Portal 2 games. There's a whole load section there. So we probably are about to hit a very big room. And I think that probably is an indication of some of the flaws of the Source Engine or Source Engine 2, whichever. I think this even have Portal 2 was still on Source Engine 1. It's always been a very linear, somewhat small area engine, and it just has not upgraded as well.
That's the emergency exit elevator. Once we shut down Aegis, we should be able to use it to get you out of here.
Cool.
Unfortunately, there are no management rails in there, so you'll have to do it without me. Don't worry though, I'll be watching from back here and help you if needed.
Yeah. So I wonder if he wants you to carry him out of the facility. See, I don't think the core's batteries would last very long if they're not on the powered rail, so it's probably death to leave the facility. Which, if that is the general idea, then it becomes slightly annoying at some point to try to make a Portal 3 where core might be your comedic companion. It'd be funny if it gives up.
In Quarantine Operations Center, preparing localized execution procedure.
Well, it seems that he's booting up his security. He doesn't seem to know about the turrets yet. He'll be in for quite a shock.
Well, this looks like a prototype of GLaDOS, an upside down humanoid statue, which there was some interesting. It's got like very old fashioned cameras on it. This looks like very old technology. There was some concepts certainly around what GLaDOS was going to look like, and there would be more like a statue.
That door seems to be locked. Try the other side.
Yeah, the only comedy really in this whole story was the point where Virgil gets mad at you because you can't open the door and thinks you're an idiot. Alright, so we got things in this room.
The water is electrified. Look at the damage that pumping up the water did. Almost a quarter of his servers are completely destroyed. Not bad for a simple maintenance core. Anyways, try to find a way to the back of the room. There's a turret dispenser over there.
This would be weird if this is a very slow final boss fight. Are we?
Look up. There's a portal surface above the water pipe. You should be able to use that to cross over to the other side.
See, I see a portal here. But if I jump here and land there, then is that where we're going? Maybe. No. Have to be a little bit carefuler than that. Just kind of slowly get to this point. Where am I supposed to be going? Seems like I'm kind of getting stuck. Let's just jump over here and see if that's where we're supposed to be. Yeah, you can see the ages.
Executing target.
Deploying.
It's working. The turrets are shooting the servers. Grab that turret and destroy the rest of them.
Okay.
Targeting parameters compromised. Searching for alternative defensive measures.
Come on.
Target lost.
You destroyed them all. I can unlock the other side now.
Uncompromised turrets found. Deploying archives turrets.
That doesn't sound good. Crap! He got his hands on the old turrets. Those still have the old targeting parameters. Why'd I pump those useless things up? Watch yourself.
And there we've got fire mechanics again. Stock number 9999 defective. Interesting. A lot of stuff you can't pick up. Yeah, do.
Who are you?
Go ahead and take you with us. You're coming with me, whether you like it or not.
Searching. Napkin. Would you come over here?
What was the point of coming up over this area? Hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of this game where there are like weird little areas that feel like they could have been
Put me down.
like rat den areas or something, but they kind of don't serve a purpose. Maybe this one
Still there.
specifically does serve a bit of a purpose in the sense that once I put out the fire,
On there.
that's the only place. It's funny that they would have a cardboard cutout, though, of... I'm going to put this right here so it can target through the door. Cardboard cutouts of the servers, but not of Aegis himself.
Initiating asphyxiation program. Draining oxygen. Lethal oxygen concentration in T-6 minutes.
Alright, we don't
Mel,
have any electrified
this is
water
it.
here.
You have just a few minutes before all the oxygen is gone. If you can't shut him down before he shuts you down, the entire facility will flood with the toxic goo that is still pumping up.
Oh,
Hello. Searching. Target locked. Put me down.
come on.
What are you waiting for? Keep moving the turrets around.
Uh-oh. Hello. Open.
Just place these all. See, it almost feels like it would be an achievement to intentionally run out of oxygen, because that doesn't seem like that's going to take that long.
That's half the servers on this site blown up. There are a few more upstairs. Go destroy them too. Get upstairs. Mel, we don't have much time left. Hurry. The entire facility depends on you.
Okay. We need to figure out a way to get this up there, and that's easy enough to do. We'll put a portal here, put that down,
Who are you?
adjust that so it doesn't fall over.
Put me down.
Only the turrets in the room on the other side remain. You'll have to flick yourself in there.
Sentry mode activated.
Okay. Now the other room, it says portal yourself in or fling yourself in.
I don't
Okay.
want to drown in goo.
There we go. These turrets are proving to not really be anything of a challenge, which in fairness, I don't think that they probably ever were going to be any bit of challenge, because if you have any experience whatsoever with turrets, then you've probably there you go. We needed to take this
Watch
with
the
us.
turrets.
Right. The turrets aren't refilling either, so seriously? Alright, how about this?
Who's there? Target
Can we... Is that gonna work? No.
activated. Searching. Malfunction.
Hmm.
Hello.
We need
Target
to get a good angle.
Lethal oxygen concentration
There we go.
Searching.
We got a minute 30. We may actually mess this up.
Would you come over here?
Hmm.
Who are you?
Seriously, how am I supposed to do this? I need these to not die. And then every time I try to fling myself, they fall over. Oh, you know what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to put this just safely. Oh man, I may run out of time here. Carefully and slowly put this down here. Right. And here we go. In here we go. And you just die. So when did it last save? Are we back at the beginning of the boss battle?
Okay, Mel, this is it. You have just a few minutes before all the oxygen is gone. If you can't shut him down before he shuts you down, the entire facility will flood with the toxic goo that he's still pumping up.
Are you still there? Hello.
I guess if he falls over, he won't self-destruct so fast if we're careful.
Who are you?
What are you waiting for? Keep moving those turrets around.
Searching.
Good job. That's
Okay.
half the surface of this site blown up. There are a few more upstairs. Go destroy them too. Get upstairs.
And let's see.
Mel,
Let's go ahead and put that.
we don't have much time left. Hurry.
Let's see.
The entire facility depends on you.
Are you still there? Are you still there? Put me down.
Come on. Just a lot of destruction environment stuff over here. So I almost missed one.
Target lost. Searching.
Oh wow, it just cannot target unless it's almost directly facing it.
Only the turrets in the room on the other side remain.
Alright.
You'll have to fling yourself in there.
Okay.
Centering on. Who are you?
I don't want to drown in goo.
I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna hop and pick that up quickly. Seriously. Is there not any kind of white surface at all in this area? No, there isn't. Okay.
Target lost.
And
Watch the turrets.
Get up here. And then I'm gonna jump up again. And see, when you jump, that's what gives you the extra little go. Then crouch down and see if I can pick it up. Yes, I can. I don't know if that is exactly what they meant for me to be able to do, but I'm going to take that as my solution because I have no interest in losing and dying, particularly when it didn't even give me an achievement or anything. 2 more.
Automated server control failing. All non-vital systems terminating. Power redirecting to manual control. User input required.
He has all these kind of
Control deactivating in 3, 2, 1.
all these like servers on the
This is it.
sides.
If you can get inside the mainframe and shut it down, we'll be home free. You can leave, and I can live forever. So, whenever you're ready, get in the mainframe and shut him down. And stop the toxic goo from flooding the facility, you know. You should be
Yeah.
able to fling yourself on top of him. There's a hatch on him you can open to manually shut it down from the inside.
Interesting. How? Fling myself. Like, if I need to fling myself, that's fine, but where do I put the portal? Up there? Okay. And then what? I guess we have now turned off all of the emancipation grids or fizzlers or whatever they're called. Alright, here we go. Jump. Fling. In we go. No entry. And we'll get a cutscene. Which you got a cutscene at the beginning and we got a cutscene at the end. And that's probably about as many cutscenes as you got in Portal 2 also. There's a companion cube.
That
2,
seems to be the
0,
user control
5,
interface.
6.
You can control its entire functions from here. I can walk you through some of what you need to do. First things first, stop the toxic goo from pumping up. We should be able to contain it in Test Shaft Lima Whiskey.
Okay. I am not controlling anything.
Oh, wait, Mel. Before shutting this thing down completely, remember that there was a third target it was trying to take out? Well, we're not 3, unless you can tell me otherwise. Try
Maybe
to
she's
see what
pregnant.
You can do. Type ping underscore target underscore list. Am I reading this right? Was this thing trying to destroy her? It was targeting GLaDOS? Mel, what have we done? GLaDOS killed every scientist in this facility before being destroyed by a tenacious test subject. This thing, Aegis. It was trying to finish the job and flood the facility to destroy her. Mel, we might just have given GLaDOS a chance to get back in power.
Oops.
How could we have done that? Why didn't I see it sooner?
Name Mel.
If you want to get out
Redacted
of here, now it's your
Olympian.
best chance. You don't want to be around when she comes back online. You should shut down Aegis now.
Why don't you just reactivate the pumps?
Needs a passcode. It should be around here somewhere. Take a look around.
2056. Yeah, I'm not pressing any buttons.
2056. I've seen that number around a lot in this place. Strange. It's done. It's done. Aegis is in its final shutdown sequence.
Yeah, I don't know what 2056 is an
No.
implication for.
Come back to the lift. I can get you out of this facility.
Yeah, I don't know what the hint there is.
Okay, Mel.
This is all
the elevator is
cutscene.
in lockdown until you put your portal device in the incinerator over there.
See, they just absolutely do not want you to have a portal gun outside of the facility. Not that it would even matter, because the facility is the only place that has the moon dust white wall paints.
Mel, I just wanted to say something. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really, if it weren't for you, I would have drowned at the offices in the junkyard. I'm so sorry about lying to you in the beginning. It was a pretty bad Cave Johnson
That was.
impression. Anyway, this thing should take you out of here, back to your normal life. Well, whatever you can call normal by this point. I don't know exactly what's out there, but it should be better than what's down here. So, just enjoy the rest of your life. Look, the elevator is here. See you later, Mel.
It's not particularly the greatest revelation to see that the other entity, the other was a mechanical entity, and it was just GLaDOS, which apparently GLaDOS is not 100% shut down, and Aegis could recognize that. And this is the same ending we pretty much saw at the end of Portal 2, where you go up an elevator and start to see credits and maybe see the Monster King and turrets. And again, this has to have taken place as this community mod that's not canonical, obviously. It has to have taken place theoretically in between the events of Portal 1 and Portal 2. It can't even be in parallel, really. So it'd be fun if she couldn't open this door. And it opens it, and it gets you to that starting area that we saw. But I suppose at the starting area, that doesn't really make the most sense. Like, why would there be an above ground Aperture building? Well, I guess maybe that is just an above ground Aperture Laboratories. Compared to Portal 2, at least you get to see like a overgrown, destroyed city deep in the future, past the events of whatever would happen in the Half-Life universe, but decent chance there still would be some kind of life forms if you were to have a Portal 3 outside of Aperture Laboratories. See how many people actually worked on this, because this was a particularly long game. Some of these images definitely look like the photos that were on the tables. That's interesting art style. I'm not sure it fully fits with Portal 2, but for the credits, I don't mind. Nice music. They're not going for any kind of like opera song or joke song, probably. Yeah, I'm expecting that there probably would be like 20 people that worked on this project. At least. And I'm not going to completely... This apparently is version 2056. I'm not going to like poop on the writer by saying that the game mostly steals a lot of ideas from Portal 2. And almost certainly this game did come out way after Portal 2. If I looked at the dates, I'm certain that happened years and years later. Of course, you run into the problem of a community mod not really being allowed to change any of the canon story. Prism Studios, never heard of them. They never went on to make anything else. There it says Source, not Source 2. Still using Bink Video, which is finally fallen out of fashion. these days. You would have thought maybe you would have woken up the other, or initiated the process to wake up Chell at the end, but that kind of is implied that the Rat Man did that, and you clearly weren't playing as the Rat Man. Shut down. Draining facility reserve power. Wake testing subject 001 Chell. So you did wake her up. See redacted. So it does imply that by you shutting down Aegis, he did in his last action woke up Chell. Again, almost impossible to complain about a free community mod. I can complain that there's no controller support apparently playing right now. Oops, let me move my mouse cursor back. Where is it? Ah, there it is. So you got a new background, but seemingly nothing else. So advanced mode, the original mod with harder puzzles. Let's see. Do we really want to go with that? Is it going to very quickly have us go through all of the story again? Or does it just skip to the puzzles? Because frankly, I would much prefer it to be more just jump to the puzzle stuff. 1952, and we ended up in 2056.
Is this on? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Greetings, astronaut.
Let's see. Exit to the main menu. Let's see if we can... Man, mouse cursor keeps moving on me every time. New game. Advanced mode. 1952 is probably a bad place. Let's go with... let's go with chapter 2. That way, that probably will put us in a much closer position to try out one of these puzzles. I feel like I probably would want to leave this and play this later.
Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, right, you can't answer. I'm so sorry, astronaut, Olympian, or war hero. There was a slight problem with the test. Don't worry though, we got shot okay. Nothing's different, nothing's changed. Just head out of the chamber, I'll tell you a bit more out there. Yeah,
I'd almost certainly want to play this game a second time if I was going to.
Scientists make what's called long fall Aperture Science Innovators long fall boots. That was easier to think of than I thought. Pick that yellow device up. Don't worry, it's not hazardous.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at like the achievements on this, but
there's an open door nearby. Should take you out of the building. You'll need that new test to move around. Don't worry though, we built the building like this. Don't worry about that. It's just a new drilling test we're doing down below. Yeah, to get the salt mines deeper, to get more testing spheres in. Yeah, that's it. Just ignore that.
I don't even know where out of the building is. I see. We did something like this, yes, but... Yeah, I came out of this room. And then this is a room you're supposed to escape from, which feel like you're supposed to get up high somehow and either fling yourself out that way. Nope, this actually might just be walk through the door. Nope. The danger here, of course, is that these puzzles could be way too difficult, and I was already hitting a level of difficulty that I was not really satisfied with later on in the later sections of the portal mill. Wow. Is there seriously like something we're supposed to put a portal way over here? This is one of the things that the co-op game kind of helped with, is that you could have a co-op partner who could find where you're supposed to place portals and point it out to you. It does start to show the limitations of just decent gameplay design at a certain level if the entire game turns into a hide and seek scenario. Yeah. And it definitely would feel weird to have an entire, even these sections, be rebuilt and modified, but probably wouldn't be too hard to do that.
I know this too. We just had earthquakes. Lots of earthquakes. Yeah, you get lots of those here in Michigan.
Yeah. So, yeah, it kind of seems like they intentionally did design the entirety of the open world sections and the other sections.
Some stuff from the future got here. Yeah, that's how it's here. Don't worry, it's still 1952. Adlai Stevenson is still president. Alright, so, the earthquakes. Kinda did some redecorating in here. Destroy the door too. You'll have to find another way out.
And see, there was a platform down there before. No, there isn't. I don't think these things have
There's
bullets.
gotta be something you can use to launch yourself over the door. There has to be another way out.
I think that those did. They don't really use these enough. Okay. So we need to find another place to make an acceleration area to run. Not there. Here you have a giant picture. Then they really wanted you to read that, I guess. That was pointless. I'm wondering if I started a new game on the 3rd level that we might hit an actual puzzle, because I still don't fully believe, like, yeah, I'm still not 100% certain that this stuff's gonna change that much. It might be little tweaks here, little tweaks there in all the puzzles. I'm really in a weird position since this is a free community mod. It's like, do you hold it up to the same level of scrutiny as a game you pay for? Do you hold it up to the same level of scrutiny that would not protect itself by calling itself a community mod?
Things might look different than what you're used to.
This is the problem with
while
indie
we were
games
spending that little time
constantly.
sleeping, we had some Aperture Science nanomachines come in and build all this stuff. Yeah, that's it. They're quick little guys, faster than any science guy I got.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you know
Yeah, the wall
something
there.
before you go any further. We have these new inventions called emancipation grids in place to prevent objects from moving around to other tests. Now, some guy decided that it would be a good if you turn the power off, you can easily turn it back on. That switch isn't like the rest of them. The others trip a circuit breaker that causes an entire... I think these switches were designed for 2 people. Maybe your new test can help. Remember, you can always turn the power on or off again.
And then there was a like portable surface like way over here to get you into this area. But that is definitely different. They did nothing with the Boy Alice story at all. They've moved, I believe, these switches so that they are slightly further away, because they were in corners before and you could put one on the wall and a portal on each wall. Yeah, I think it's kind of quite a while though before I would get into an actual puzzle in that case. So, see what happens in advanced mode chapter 3. Well, actually chapter 4 probably is your best bet to see how difficult some of these puzzles would get.
So, I was right. When a test subject destroyed her, this whole place fell into disrepair. I don't exactly know if everything is working properly anymore, but we don't have a choice.
Error. Tracking on target failed. Heavy organic interference.
Huh? It works?
So
It's blind here. Oh, no. There's some stuff here blocking the path for the elevator. Hold on for emergency brakes.
So you feel like you're gonna hit it, and you don't even really hit it.
Just climb on out of here, and let's get moving. Whoa, that was close. You could have been in there. Oh, wait, you just were.
Yeah, the danger you run into now
These are the
is
old offices I was talking about before. The humans left these behind when she gassed them.
that you're going to
Because this is an
have
abandoned track, it's no
Portal
longer connected to the rest of the
stories,
computer systems. Aegis shouldn't be
Portal
able to log us
Reloaded
out
with
here.
its
These
third
computers
time
should
travel
contain
mechanic
useful
come
information
out.
for us.
There really may just never be a point in which I could imagine scheduling myself to come back and play the advanced mode here. And I'm not sure it's going to be very satisfactory to do the satisfactory mode.
Password.
When does this go away?
Did you just
Yeah.
override the admin controls? Anyway, I think there's some info here about Aegis. I'll keep working, long as you keep going. So, get back to the testing track and get started.
I imagine you're still going to get save points. Advanced mode would be ridiculous if it didn't checkpoint you.
Anyway, I think there's some info here about Aegis. I'll keep working, long as you keep going. So, get back to the testing track and get started. Oh, I should also let you know, I won't be able to move around much.
Wow. That might be the part of the problem with trying to do advanced mode, is that
Anyway,
even a simple
here about Aegis.
movement might get complicated.
So, get back to the testing track and get started. Oh, I should also let you know, I won't be able to move around much. Management trails are kind of non-existent here, unless I want to fall off another one and end up back in the junkyard. You won't be seeing much of me right now.
There we go.
There is a lot of
1 of
information
12.
stored in these computers. It'll take me some time to sort through these and come up with a plan so we can get rid of Aegis. According to the systems, the toxic goo is still rising. You should continue to move through the tests and upwards. Keep your feet dry.
Yeah. Interesting. I walked into this wall and didn't realize it. Come up here. We've got a laser. Laser needs to hit that, which then lets you get through here, which then lets you take a cube and we'll go ahead and move that over here. Do we have anything on the floor? No. But there is a floor path up there. Where'd that cube go? Oh, it's right there. That wasn't as big of an issue as it could have been, but it definitely could have been a major issue to see cubes when there's just a kind of ridiculous amount of stuff going on. Alright, well, that portal and that portal. Okay. Okay. So here we go. I don't know what that button is doing. Nothing. Okay. I need to be able to click that button, but I don't think there's a way to do that. I can get over here. And then that lets me make a portal here, make a portal here. It's suppose. And now we just don't need to ever lose the blue. Although, still kind of pull off quite a lot of tricks. Hmm. 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 Okay. So then how do I get up there? Because I don't want to lose the blue. Is there literally nowhere to place a portal that's different? So I think you have to lose the blue. I can already feel it though. I can already feel that without at least a good 2 years of like frustration relief from this, you are going to like I just don't see myself really wanting to play these advanced puzzles. I don't think I actually ever did the advanced puzzles in the case of Portal 2 either, and I'm not sure I even did the advanced puzzles in the case of well, you know what? I probably have to do something like this. Okay. Yeah, I don't immediately see the solution here at all. Like, I could get here and I can put a portal. Sure. And then I can maybe destroy the cube wherever it is and walk here. We'll see what we're gonna do with the cube later. I can then put a portal here. But then that once again messes it up for me, and I would have to do that and that to open that part. So unless there was some trick to get these cubes way higher, which I don't know if there really is. Let's see. Send the portal here. And the only way to get over there is to send a portal there. Which then we can put that portal there. Which we can put that down. Sure. And that means we can do that and that. But then how do I get the portal back that way? I guess I do it by putting the orange right here. And then the blue right there. And you know what I probably messed up here is the idea of this. I could probably just grab a cube. Yeah. And then that solves all kinds of problems. A lot of these puzzles, I guess, were a little bit easier than they seemed at first glance. Only thing I can imagine would be slightly difficult is something like that. You do that, and then that fixes that issue. Then go through here and pick up this. Bring this back down. Do that. Do that. So the story won't change, obviously, but the puzzles will be slightly more difficult. We can see if we look through this next puzzle.
But I also got some more serious information. Aegis thinks we killed the scientists, so it's activating some sort of kill order.
Which I feel like that's kind of true, in the sense that not Aegis killed the science, but Chell did. I mean, not Chell, GLaDOS. GLaDOS killed the scientists. Yep, this does just feel like more of the same. Yep. There is a difference that one has to admit, certainly, between a free community mod and an indie game that might have been made by one person or even fewer people than who worked on this community mod, but then they're selling it even for 69 cents, which seems to be about the minimum you could charge in US dollars on Steam. The major difference is the company you keep. Quite often, community mods and free games truly free games, not games with microtransactions or in-app purchases, tend to have some passion behind it and tend to be good quality, where small indie games tend to be scam games, asset flips, just, hey, let's see if we can money launder through selling this product on Steam, or let's see if we can make a few pennies a year from sales, or a few dollars for a year. That's not what Portal Stories Mail is. But then again, it is also not a single A game. It's technically is an indie game still, even if it is a community made mod. But yeah, I wouldn't particularly call this a single A game. I'd put it up in comparison to single A games, and it probably would do better than a lot of single A games or double A games. It's not going to really succeed compared to Portal 2, because there's just nowhere as well writing, and Portal 2 had a lot of the ideas that were stolen to used in here first, so this is an odd kind of parody of Portal 2, and it tries to do slightly different things with puzzles, but it's really just kind of more puzzles. So best thing I could suggest for people is definitely play it since it's free. Try it. It's a big thumbs up for Portal Stories Mel, but I would say you probably want to play all of Portal 2 once And I don't think Portal 2 gives you any extra levels like Portal 1 does, any challenge levels. So then this would be a good example of the challenge levels. There is also co-op in Portal 2, but in particular nowadays, you're going to have a hard time finding anybody who will cooperate with you randomly online. So you're going to need a partner to do the co-op section. I think they probably dropped the ball by having the co-op be a feature that is included in Portal 2 instead of being some demo or experiment side game that they gave away for free. Valve has done much better as a company giving away content in the past 5 to 10 years than they have trying to sell content, although they did do amazingly well selling the VR game that they made. What is that? Half-Life Alyx. The very surprising sales numbers on that, considering you have to use VR, and that certainly has shifted the momentum for Valve themselves to start to think about actually making games again. As for community mods and Portal Stories Mel and the eventual game Portal Stories Reloaded, Portal Reloaded, not Portal Stories. It's not connected to the Portal Stories idea. They could have easily thought about doing more stories, certainly, but at a certain point, how many test subjects are you going to have run around Aperture Science fighting some kind of creature like Aegis over and over again? It would get very redundant. If anything, ideally I'd like to see the creators of the Talos Principle, Crow Team, which was just bought by Microsoft as of this recording, if they took their puzzle design concepts and their developers and went and worked for Valve and made a Portal game that was more of an open world experience outside of Aperture Laboratories and outside of GLaDOS, that would be the way to revolutionize a Portal 3. But I don't think there's a high likelihood of that, as Gabe Newell left Microsoft and hated the way Microsoft was run when he was working there. So I don't know if he really would want to get deeply in bed with Microsoft these days and work with even a subsidiary of Microsoft. Also, questionable who really is in charge of Valve these days anyways. Gabe Newell's mostly more of a figurehead, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's lots of people at Valve that don't want to do business with Microsoft for old grudges and maybe even modern reasons. That all has very little to do with Portal Stories Mel. We never saw another Portal Stories, and I can understand that. I would much prefer this development team to have taken something like this and said, you know what, we can actually make games, and that they would have been funded to make games. Almost certainly, had this concept been a few years later, it would have been a Kickstarter game. At some point, they probably should have thought about making it its own separate experience. You could fairly easily steal the idea of the portal gun and then ignore all the other Half-Life universe content and still have a decent Portal game, and sell it as your own idea. I seriously doubt it would hold up in court, or Valve would even bother to try and sue somebody who had a Portal gun, considering how Portal guns have existed well before Portal 1 came out. At some level, I kind of expected the Portal series to become a little bit more parkourish, and well, this community mod wouldn't have had the programming chops to do that, but that is something I probably would want to see, is more flinging, more jumping, more wall running, which has kind of just become basic stuff. You might even see a Portal 3 with survival mechanics, and health bars and things like that. Things that would take it further away from being a pure puzzle game, because there was a limiting audience certainly as it stayed just a puzzle game, and that's why you see Portal 2 is much more of a story-based experience than Portal 1. Anyways, that's going to be this series. Maybe in a couple years we'll come back and we'll do the advanced puzzles. Maybe not. Maybe when Portal Stories Reloaded comes out, if it's free, I'll play it day one. If it's not, I'll get around to it eventually. It's always nice to revisit Portal, even if you are getting different puzzles. Well, particularly if you're getting different puzzles. But in a lot of ways, this is a imitation, not a terrible imitation, but an imitation of actual Portal games. That's going to be it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.